Our shoulders move in so many great ways, but our yoga classes and our fitness classes don't often get them to go into all those different ranges of motion. So in this class, we're going to show you the different ways in which you can move these beautiful, amazing shoulders, reduce pain, reduce tension, improved ease and mobility in your everyday life, and especially as you age. I'm Brea Johnson of Heart Bones Yoga, and I am here to share loving, kind, supportive movements for you. Come join us in our Heart Bones online studio, binge all the videos you see here, but let's move our shoulders in all the ways. Now, in a regular yoga class, what do we usually do? We have our arms out to the side, we have our arms over the head, and that generally is the two spots where we'll keep them. However, your arms can go behind you, your arms can rotate, twist, do all sorts of cool movements, and these are the movements that your arms want to do. So let's start first with getting out of what we call the sagittal plane. The sagittal plane is this, and we want to move in all movements. So let's take a few moments and just open our arms big, and then arms forward. Arms big and wide. Feel your shoulder blades squeeze together, and then feel your shoulder blades move apart. Squeeze your shoulder blades together as the arms come back, and then feel your shoulder blades moving towards each other as they come forward. Two more times. Arms open, closed, and then one more. Good. Okay, so simple. Let's take a moment and notice how our shoulders feel. Lovely. Okay, now let's go into a familiar movement. We bring our arms over the head, but that feels kind of uncomfortable, doesn't it, for a lot of us, because we're quite tight generally in the latissimus dorsi muscles here in the chest as well. So let's open our arms just a little bit wider, and then we'll reach. Oh, that feels a little bit easier. And then arms down. And then up, and then down. And then open your arms just a little wider and go up and down. And then open your arms a little bit wider. Good. And then releasing. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to change and add a different rotation, because while we did this, the arms are rotated in a specific angle. We're going to externally rotate, because most of us, when we sit on our computer, sit in the car, when we're just tired, the arms will potentially default into what's called an internal rotation, and then that can tighten the pectoralis muscles, the chest muscles here. And so let's unwind that with these simple movements for our arms. You're going to externally rotate. Good. So your palms are facing up, your elbow pit and your bicep are reaching up towards the ceiling. And then we reach up and then down. Same movement that we were doing, but it's a little bit different now that we have the rotation. Okay, now let's open our arms a little bit wider. Up and down. Up and down. So good. And then open your arms a little bit wider, staying in that external rotation. Noticing as we go a little bit wider, does this feel different? Can you feel the stretch in a different place in the arms and the chest and the shoulders than we did when the arms were at a different angle? Okay, one more time. Nice. Okay, shake out those shoulders. Lovely. Oh, that already feels nice. I can feel the circulation moving back through my arms. Now we're going to bring our arms forward, and we're going to open like a hug again, and then close. We got that one. Now we're going to externally rotate, turn your palms up, same movement, elbow pits, biceps up, and then open. Good. Now we're going to bring the arms just a little bit lower. Reach your arms forward, stay in that external rotation, and then forward. And then again. And then down, and then a little bit lower, and down. So it's pretty simple. What we're doing is we slowly go a little higher. Again, with each pass, we're just going to slowly lift a little higher. Stay in that external rotation. And what we're doing here, it's pretty simple, right? It's not anything complex or fancy, but what we're doing is giving our arms the opportunity to move in all sorts of different ways. Our shoulder joints and the muscles all around the shoulder joints, we're going to slowly lower this down, get to move in ways that they probably don't get to move as often in our everyday life, including in our yoga classes. So if you're a yoga teacher, this is also a really nice little shoulder wake up for people. Okay, shake your arms, notice how that feels. Every time we stop, it feels so lovely. Okay, so we've done that. Now let's bring our arms behind us. So what we want to do when we bring our arms behind us is not poke the chest and ribs out. We want to keep the ribs in line with your pelvis, chest neutral. And so you just bring your arms back, doesn't matter how far back they go, and then forward-ish, and then back, hold, and then here. Back, hold, and then done. And then again, back and hold. I like holding it because I think a lot of us are going to be familiar with this stretch, which feels nice, but this is a more active version of that. Hold another breath. And then exhale, release. Let's move our head around. Sometimes when we do shoulder work, the upper traps along the upper shoulders and neck like to help out a little too much. So let's move and unwind them. Good. Okay. And then a little extra shoulder wiggle. Lovely. So even just that, getting out of the sagittal plane, like I said, so the sagittal plane like this, and this familiar frontal plane, these two movements that we stay in for yoga, we've just moved and rotated the arms in all sorts of different ways out of those two planes of motion. Super effective. So next time that you need a little shoulder stretch and you go to just reach your arms up and do the same thing that we normally do in yoga, you're in warrior pose, for example, add, and you can do this in your warrior pose, you can add different movements. And your shoulders, all the muscles around your arms will thank you.